5 pains only the chosen ones carry, and why God allows them. Have you ever felt like you're carrying burdens that others simply cannot see? Like there's an invisible weight pressing down on your shoulders while everyone around you seems to glide through life effortlessly? You wake up each morning knowing that your path will be different, steeper, more challenging than those walking beside you. And in those quiet moments when you're alone with your thoughts, you wonder why your journey feels so much heavier than everyone else's. If this resonates with your soul, if these words stir something deep within your spirit, then you may be one of the chosen ones. And before you dismiss that as wishful thinking or spiritual fantasy, understand this truth. Being chosen by God is not about privilege. It's about purpose. It's not about an easier road. It's about a meaningful one. The chosen ones throughout history have never walked smooth paths. They have walked significant ones. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before leading a nation. David hid in caves while his destiny waited in a palace. Joseph sat in prison while his dreams seemed to mock him from the shadows. Each of them carried pains that others could not understand, burdens that marked them as different, as set apart, as chosen for something greater than their present circumstances revealed. Today I want to share with you 5 specific pains that only the chosen ones carry. These are not accidents of fate or cruel twists of destiny. They are divine markings, sacred wounds that God allows in the lives of those He has set apart for His purposes. And when you understand why He permits these pains, everything about your journey will begin to make sense. The first pain that marks the chosen ones is the pain of spiritual sensitivity. While others can ignore the spiritual realm, you feel it pressing in from every direction. You sense things that others miss. You pick up on spiritual atmospheres that make you uncomfortable in places where everyone else seems perfectly at ease. You feel the weight of other people's pain, their struggles, their hidden battles, even when they haven't spoken a word. This sensitivity is both a gift and a burden. You walk into rooms and immediately know when something is wrong. You meet people and sense their hearts beneath their masks. You pray for others and feel their burdens as if they were your own. And sometimes this overwhelming awareness makes you want to run, to hide, to find some place where the spiritual static finally goes quiet. But God allows this sensitivity for a reason. He is shaping you into a vessel that can carry His heart for humanity. You feel what He feels. You see what He sees. And though it's painful, though it's exhausting, though it sometimes feels like too much to bear, this sensitivity is preparing you to be His hands and feet in a world that desperately needs His touch. The second pain that marks the chosen ones is the pain of divine discontent. While others find satisfaction in the ordinary, you carry a restlessness that nothing earthly can satisfy. You achieve goals that should bring fulfillment, yet you feel empty afterward. You reach milestones that others celebrate, but inside you know there's something more, something deeper, something that the world cannot provide. This discontent is not ingratitude. It's not a character flaw or a sign of spiritual immaturity. It's God Himself stirring your spirit, reminding you that you were not created for temporal things but for eternal purposes. He has placed eternity in your heart, and that's why time-bound achievements can never fully satisfy you. You were designed for more than just existing. You were crafted for impact. You were fashioned for influence that extends beyond your lifetime. And until you step into that calling, until you align with that purpose, the divine discontent will continue to burn within you. It's not meant to torment you, it's meant to mobilize you toward your destiny. The third pain that only chosen ones understand is the pain of prophetic burden. You see things before they happen. You sense shifts in the spiritual atmosphere before they manifest in the natural realm. You carry warnings, insights, and revelations that others are not ready to receive. And when you try to share what God is showing you, you're often met with skepticism, dismissal, or even hostility. This burden can feel isolating and overwhelming. You carry visions of what's coming while everyone around you lives only in what's happening now. You see the cracks in foundations that appear solid to others. You feel the trembling before the earthquake, the storm clouds gathering while others bask in sunshine. And when you speak these truths, when you share these insights, People look at you as if you're speaking a foreign language. This prophetic burden is one of the heaviest weights a chosen one can carry. You become a watchman on the wall, seeing danger approaching while those in the valley below go about their daily routines, unaware and unprepared. Your warnings sound like paranoia to ears that cannot hear what you're hearing. Your urgency feels like overreaction to hearts that cannot feel what you're sensing. But understand this clearly. God has given you spiritual eyes for a reason. He has opened your understanding so you can prepare others, protect them, and point them toward His truth. Your burden is not meant to crush you. It's meant to compel you toward intercession, toward prayer, toward standing in the gap for those who don't even know they need someone to stand for them. The fourth pain that marks the chosen ones is the pain of accelerated testing. While others face trials occasionally, you seem to live in a perpetual storm. Just when you think you've overcome one challenge, another appears on the horizon. Your faith is tested more frequently, your character refined more intensely, your resolve stretched more consistently than those around you. You wonder why your life feels like a continuous examination while others seem to coast through their days. You question whether you're doing something wrong, whether there's some sin in your life that's attracting these constant battles. But the truth is far different from what your mind suggests. God tests those He trusts. He refines those He plans to use. He stretches those He intends to strengthen. Your accelerated testing is not a sign of His displeasure. It's evidence of His confidence in you. He knows you can handle what others cannot bear. He sees strength in you that you don't even recognize in yourself. Every test you pass qualifies you for greater assignments. Every trial you endure builds your testimony. Every battle you fight prepares you for bigger victories. The intensity of your testing corresponds directly to the magnitude of your calling. God is not trying to break you. He's training you for the weight of glory that's coming. The fifth and final pain that only chosen ones carry is the pain of costly obedience. When God speaks to you, when He gives you instructions, when He calls you to act, the price tag is almost always higher than what others are asked to pay. Your obedience costs you relationships, opportunities, comfort, and sometimes even your reputation. Others can follow God from a distance, but you're called to walk closely, intimately, sacrificially. Others can give God their spare time, but He asks for your prime hours. Others can serve Him with their excess, but He requires your best, your first, your most precious offerings. This costly obedience separates you from the crowd. It marks you as different, as radical, as someone who takes their faith too seriously. People will question your choices, challenge your priorities, and wonder why you can't just be normal like everyone else. But here's what they don't understand. Normal was never an option for you. Ordinary was never your assignment. You were chosen before the foundation of the world for extraordinary purposes. And extraordinary purposes require extraordinary obedience. The cost you pay today is an investment in tomorrow's impact. The sacrifice you make now is preparing you for the influence you'll carry later. Every act of costly obedience is building your spiritual authority, establishing your credibility in the heavenly realm, and positioning you for the assignment that only you can fulfill. So if you recognize yourself in these 5 pains, if your spirit bears witness to these sacred wounds, know this with absolute certainty. You are not broken. You are not cursed. You are not walking under a cloud of divine displeasure. You are chosen. You are marked. You are being prepared for something that will outlast your lifetime and impact eternity itself. These pains you carry are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to develop you. They're not punishments for past failures. They're preparations for future victories. Every tear you've cried in the darkness is watering seeds of purpose that will bloom in seasons you cannot yet imagine. Your spiritual sensitivity will become your strength. Your divine discontent will drive you toward your destiny. Your prophetic burden will birth breakthrough for others. Your accelerated testing will accelerate your testimony, and your costly obedience will produce a crown that will never fade. The world may not understand your journey. People may question your path. They may wonder why you can't just settle for simple, why you can't be satisfied with safe, why you can't embrace easy like everyone else. But you know the truth. You were never meant for everyone else's normal. You were crafted for extraordinary. So embrace the weight, carry the burden, walk the narrow road. Because on the other side of every pain is a purpose. On the other side of every test is a testimony. And on the other side of every sacrifice is a story that will inspire generations to come. You are chosen. You are called. You are more than a conqueror. And your pain is not the end of your story. It's the prologue to your purpose.